Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next webinar in the Power of Social Media free webinar learning series from the Mahwah Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm Karen Yankovich, and I'm here with our lovely presenter today, Patty Simone from Women Centric. And Patty's going to be talking about content marketing. Let me tell you a little bit about Patty first. Patty is a speaker, a writer, a digital PR strategist who fuels awesome returns for individuals and companies by strategically optimizing their content marketing, video, social media, PR, and online marketing efforts. She's also the founder of Women Centric, a business, news, and career advancement space, and has been featured on Fox 5, ABC, MSNBC, as well as in More and Entrepreneur magazines, The Bergen Record, WCBS News Radio, and more. Patty is here to talk to us today about how to leverage YouTube videos to boost sales. She's going to help us discover the top 5 ways to get the best results from our videos, what content marketing is, how to leverage your YouTube videos, best practices to create strong YouTube videos, and why video content marketing is so valuable for entrepreneurs, job seekers, and business development pros in any size firm. So Patty, thanks for being here today, and thanks for doing this for us.
Good morning, everyone. Great to be here. I have to admit right from the get-go that when I started this, I have been using YouTube for many, many years. And I know that the power of it firsthand because I had a very, very large website with thousands of pages on it that ultimately crashed and burned. And we had #1 ranking in the world. And I am totally convinced that aside from a bunch of other factors, that when we relaunched the much smaller site, one of the reasons why we went right back up to #1 is because of my hundreds of YouTube videos. And I'll get into that more as we go along. But I just want to say from the get-go that honestly, I learned a lot in doing the research for this webinar. And I just am more convinced than ever that every person should be on YouTube. So let's get started and we'll go into the nitty-gritty. But first, we do want to mention that we are very grateful to be sponsored by R&D Legal Bookkeeping. They manage your business finances so you can focus on increasing your bottom line. And also by Women Centric. It's as Karen said, a PR and business communication strategist, and Women Centric helps obtain transformative results for individuals, entrepreneurs, and enterprises. So let's get right into it. Okay, so just to start off with, and I didn't even want to make a separate slide for this because I'm going to focus on everything to do with YouTube. If you're not sure what content marketing is, if you've never been to a webinar like this and you haven't heard about it for whatever reason, just to be very clear, it is using content to engage, to attract people to what you're doing so that they're aware of you, and ultimately to sell. And that's basically it. The content marketing in all different forums, whether it's PR or blogging or anything that you're doing to get the word out about you, is using strategic information to educate, attract, engage, and then ultimately sell to. So to start off with, I wanted to show you a video that really works really well, and it is by a typical small business owner. Now I'm going to see whether it's going to, no, it's not going to let me do this here, that I can click on this. I'm going to go off of the full screen here and we're going to go right into this video. But again, I'll let it speak for itself and then we'll talk about it after you've viewed it. Okay, here we go.
These circles in life, I need you more than my life.
Okay. You saw that, right, Karen?
Yep, I did. I'm muting my line in between, Patty, so you don't hear all my background noise. Yes, I saw it.
All right, so that is a really great video that was, let's see, 35 seconds long. It told a story. It took 2 days to film this video. And again, when you click to find out what this company Kui does, they have, you know, stylish flip-flops that they think is better than wearing sneakers when you're you know, dressed up and on your way to work, and it comes in a stylish pouch, and they are a typical small business owner. So no, this didn't go viral, this video, but they did accomplish what they sought to do, which was identify their market, identify the common issues that women have when they're wanting to have comfortable footwear and they're on their way to work. And so, you know, they made some sales as a result of this 30-second video. So, all right, before we get into the nitty-gritty of how to use it and different ways to leverage it, I think it's really important for you guys to know some important stats. One of them is that more videos were watched, and this is a few years ago, so I know it's still the same case, because of course some of these reports that come out are a few years behind, but more videos are watched on YouTube than there are Google searches. Think about that. There's Google searches that are, you know, 10 billion searches are being made, and there's more videos being watched. So if you're not in this playing field, that's not going to help you. There's 1 billion unique visitors to YouTube monthly in all different age categories for all different reasons. DIY is a big one. Recipes is another big search. Certainly any kind of home renovation is really big as well, but also education about how to run and grow businesses and marketing advice, and you name it, you name it. So if you have a product or a service, there's a worth for you just from that perspective to be on YouTube. Another interesting stat, given all the positive stats that are out there about the amount of people who are on YouTube every day looking for information, only 9% of US business owners are using it. So there's a huge gap of understanding from people, you know, maybe they're slightly aware of these facts about how YouTube is the second biggest search engine in the number of search queries aside from Google, but they're not really understanding the value of it. You know, the second thing to understand too is YouTube is owned by Google. So we'll get into a little bit more about what that means for you. But again, I can only use my own experience. When my huge site went down, we were off the charts for a little bit, and my small site went back up, and I'm convinced that the YouTube videos is one of the major reasons why we shot up back to #1. Okay, here is another interesting stat. If you're selling to millennials at all or interacting with millennials, and many millennials are in very high positions of authority in a lot of firms, they're making decisions that are, you know, in terms of, you name it, Nike. I personally know a bunch of people that I've interacted with through networking and through different online forums. They're in huge positions of responsibility and decision-making. So they're on YouTube and they're looking for things and they're watching. 58% of Generation Xers are using YouTube as well. So it's not just the millennials that are on there, for sure. And 43% of baby boomers are on YouTube. And I know you could go on to the next level too. There's older folks using YouTube for a variety of reasons as well. What's really interesting, I found out, was that there's 323 days worth of YouTube videos being watched every minute on Facebook. It's a huge number. It's almost incomprehensible that every minute there are that many people on Facebook that are watching YouTube videos. So again, you might be thinking, well, you know, my market is here or my people are not there. The stats show otherwise, that there's a whole lot of people on a daily basis that are watching videos. And most of them a good portion of them are on YouTube. Here's another interesting static I found when I was doing my research for this, that there's a 300% increase in click rates in email campaigns that have video. So I know that a lot of people are aware of this, and hopefully if they are listening to some of these social media webinars that we've already done, there's been mention on several of them of the importance of email marketing. And that will be another topic that I'm sure we're going to be covering in our social media day in June. But email marketing is very much one of the top ways to interact with and to sell to people and to get better results. And if your email marketing campaigns have video, it is an amazing, amazing way of converting those people to get more involved and engaged with your message, your company, and ultimately what you sell. So today we are going to try and go through a few things. And the thing is, just what Karen had mentioned, but a few of these are more specific. How to work your branded channel and why a branded channel is very important. Leveraging descriptions, playlists, and annotations, which quite frankly, I have never, up until doing this, prepping for this, I've never taken advantage of using annotations. And I'm going to start doing that for sure. I always, as time went on, definitely leverage the descriptions, and I'll show you where that is. And playlists, the same thing. I never took advantage of that, which is kind of crazy when you've got 97 videos on one channel. It's an easy way of categorizing things to make your videos found faster. You'll see that short and pithy is better for many of the brand awareness and also sales capabilities. There's been studies done. But that said, there's plenty of people who are willing to watch longer videos if in fact, it's meaningful for that specific demographic or group. How to review and use analytics to your benefit, of course. And also, that it is very important that while YouTube is, as I said, that second largest search engine, it's just not a thing of, just putting it on there and hoping it's going to get found. It's really important to share it in all your social channels, and we'll go through that. So getting started. If you haven't done so already, grab your company's name on YouTube. So I put together a bit.ly that if you don't know where to go or whatever to sign up, if you go to bit.ly, create Google YT for YouTube account, you'll land on the page where you can start to create your company's account on YouTube. A fair amount of folks that I've dealt with, even, as recent as last week at networking things, when I've asked them if they've had their own branded company account on YouTube, the answer was no. So if you haven't done that already, please use your company's name or as close to your company's name as you can get so that there is that brand connection and recognition that it's your YouTube channel, and get that done today. Please, whenever you're listening to this, get that done today. So here's what you'll encounter when you get to that page. It'll say create your Google account. And the reason why it says that is that Google is linking everything under its umbrella that it, manages under one account. So if you have a Gmail, you already can set up, a YouTube in a different way. But if you haven't done that, then this is the form that you'll come upon, and you just fill in some basic information, and then you're off and running. So once you set up your account and you do a search for your account, again, you'll see the second one down is women centric, and I have on this particular channel, because I have a bunch of channels, there's 93 videos, and it has a short description about what it is and who's, the markets are, etc. And this is how it will come up in a search once you've established your account, looking for your name. Again, if you look at the upper right-hand corner, the left-hand corner, which is kind of cut off, that's the search bar that you put in the name of your company when you're on YouTube. So this is looking at the YouTube search. Then when you click on that, if you've set up your account and you've got a home page, you have an opportunity to put a banner on the top, which in fact I have to change because I have a dupe of my logo there that doesn't really look that great. So I have to do that, but I didn't have a chance in doing this. And you can look at, one of your last videos is prominently, is bigger than the others in the lineup. Again, depending on how many videos that you have. And then the other ones are smaller thumbnails on the right-hand side. And you can get all kinds of information about how many people have subscribed. If you look where homepage that banner is, underneath that, it says home, it says videos, it also says channels and discussion and things like that. So there's a lot of different inner pages to your account on YouTube that you can take advantage of putting in information. So again, using YouTube is all about being strategic in broadcasting your message about who you are, what you do, who you sell to, your geographic footprint. You can mention all of that information in a very strategic way on your YouTube account. So here, when I go to the videos section of my YouTube account, I have little thumbnails. It tells me right away a little bit about each video with a title. The amount of time is in the lower right-hand corner. How many times people viewed them, and some of them are not that much, viewed that much. It depends on, the individuals that I produce some of these for, whether they actually use them in their channels, whether they uploaded them to their sites, whether they used it in email marketing, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of different factors as to why there's a few views or a lot of views for different videos. But again, you can have a really quick look at what you've done and what's in fact live and visible to the casual visitor. There are in fact a lot more videos that are not showing here because some of those are unlisted and unpublished. So I just wanted to show you what the consumer would see once you publish a video on YouTube. When you go in and you're logged into your account, you will see every video, including ones that maybe you're still working on, maybe you're not sure whether you want to publish it yet, and that they're unlisted. So again, when you click on playlists, you can click on create a playlist or a new playlist, and then you can name it. And I literally did this week because I hadn't put together any playlist, shame on me. And you can categorize different videos to make it easier for the folks who are searching. So I'm going to make a new playlist this week that says client videos. And then I'll have another one that's conferences, news, interviews with VIPs, because I've interviewed a lot of different people that are thought leaders in their space. And I want to make it really easy for people to find those people instead of them just looking at that huge list and going, wow, what is this? There's no categorization at all. So now with the playlist, you can do that. You can categorize, you can organize, and you can make it that much easier for people to find information that's, like videos. So again, DIY entrepreneur tips, that's also very strategically named because I know DIY is a very popular search term. Okay. So now, when I go into one of the things that I started, and again, this is a brand new one, women-centric member interviews, because we used to have members, and I interviewed a lot of people when I met up with them at different conferences or events that they were attending. It made sense for me to provide this category too, because even though we don't have members anymore, there's still members that are interested, or former members that are interested, and people that may just want to see what the heck were we all about when in fact we were trying to be an alternate to LinkedIn. So anyway, I categorize this, and you can play all. You can, just have one start and it keeps going through. You can share them easily. And so Google makes it easy if you're in a playlist and you like what you see to share it with people that might be on, your list. That you're like, oh, wow, share this with my people on Twitter or etc. And again, you can see very easily on the right-hand side, it tells you how long the videos are. So, you have an idea about that as well. So up until this week, because I didn't have playlists, I also didn't take advantage of the description field that Google gives you. So there's a main description field on your landing page. And then with each individual video that you upload, there's a description field that you need to take advantage of. And then there's this other description field that's in a playlist. So, wow, how could you not leverage that? Every single one of these description opportunities in every single field that that YouTube gives you will help Google rank you better, organically higher than other people if you put the right information in there. And if you also add the link going back to your website, whatever page of your choice, but if you create a link in this description field leading back to your website, that is very, very good. That's good Google juice, and it will help you, again, to raise your search engine rankings organically. So here's an example of what an annotation looks like. So I went to a historic site I happen to be involved with, that I help support, and I was interviewing a person who is the public historian there last week. Very spontaneously, spur of the moment, we wanted to do some videos, and I wanted to get some information out because last week was Museum Week. So I put together the video and I uploaded it to Women's Centric's channel, because unfortunately they still have to get a YouTube channel together, working on that. But anyway, decided to check it out and say, how do I use this annotation? So you literally click on where you want to place it. You can move it anywhere you want. And you decide where in the video to place it. So you can see there's a timeline when you're setting it up. And then this is what it looks like when someone is actually viewing the video and you've placed an annotation, and you can put a special note, you can put a hyperlink. There's a lot of different pieces of information that you can, just add context to what the person is watching as they're watching the video. And in this particular case, it was about the mysterious Masonic symbols that are at the Hermitage. So here is someone that I've worked with on a few different projects, and I've heard her speak. I've filmed her in a bunch of different places. And, here's one video that I put together that was a total of 4 minutes and 16 seconds. And it was at a very interesting conference at the New York Times building, but it was quite a few years ago that I did film this. And in looking at it now, I would definitely want to break this up into smaller segments. Have people watched it and stayed with it to watch the entire amount? Yes, because there's a lot of different thought leaders that were at this conference, including Leslie Grossman, who is an author as well. And so for folks that were attracted to watch it because of the, high profile names that were in the description, yes, they may stay with it almost to the 4 minute and 16 second mark. But quite frankly, and more likely, they'll watch a portion of it and then they're going to have to close it because they have other things to do. They may remember to get back to it and watch the whole thing later on, or maybe they'll never finish watching it because it is too long. So here are some statistics that give you an idea of why shorter is better on YouTube. You can track your own behavior for sure. You can, just see how busy you are and, have an idea of, wow, if you see that something's going to be super long, you might watch a couple minutes, maybe 30 seconds, and then again, shelve it. You might have all good intentions of watching it again, but then you forget because there's another bright, shiny object that comes into your path and you hear or see about something else. So again, these statistics are very interesting about how many people watch what, different lengths are. So even 15 seconds worth, there's only 8% of people that, watch that, 8.8%. It gets bumped up a little bit when your video is 16 to 30 seconds long. But the sweet spot and the highest viewership seems to be between 31 seconds and a minute. Certainly, there's different categories where they watch those longer videos. But, it seems to me that with this knowledge, you'd be able to make sure that you produce something that has a better, higher likelihood of being watched in its entirety than, not. So I think this is a good graph for that, to give you that feedback. Okay, this is one of my favorites. My new favorites is an organization called Tasty. Now, this particular screenshot of one of their videos says 2 minutes, but I can assure you the video was not 2 minutes. It was a big 50 seconds. Actually, I think it was 57 seconds all in all, because you can see the progress bar on the bottom. It started a little bit. So it was definitely under a minute. And there were 700,000 people, over 700,000 people that liked this video and watched. And it's really super fast. So it shows you how to do a recipe. And the recipe was awesome. They also got, if you look on the bottom, it's 121,000 people commented on this. That's amazing, amazing, amazing engagement. Again, recipes are a popular topic, and a lot of people, if it's well done, and Tasty does amazing videos that are quick. They give you all the information that you need to know as it's going on. And yeah, they certainly get engagement. And look, 78 million people viewed this one video about broccoli tots. So is that the norm for most people? No. But it is possible that if you do produce something that's interesting and valuable to enough people, whether it's funny, whether it's humorous, whether it's educational, that it will get shared and it will get watched. And again, when that happens, very good engagement and sales happen as well. So again, let's talk about how video engages all different markets and demographics. We like looking at people doing stuff. When we go into the back end of the analytics of some of the things, and again, these are things that I had not, I must confess, looked at in a long time. I was surprised about the different analytics that I found on the channel. And this is what some of the graphs look like, of how many people in the last 28 days are looking at videos that I've posted eons ago. And you might think, oh, well, nobody's watching them, or, maybe it's lost favor, whatever. And this information, when used strategically, you then, if you know that a video is popular, you can then go and re-promote it in different spaces, because it's been proven out of all the things that are out there on my channel that more people are, interested in watching these videos. So it's really important to know your stats. In my case, when I looked at it, I was like, okay, makes sense. Most of the people that are watching my videos are in the United States, but who knew? There's people from the Netherlands that are watching it, and Japan, and Canada, and yes, even South Africa. So that information can help you formulate the content of your future videos, as well as your promotional strategies with your current videos. And again, you can drill down to very, very specifics. In my case, I was very surprised that even though I am a women-centric business, and yes, I do business with a lot of different people, male and female alike, but many of the videos that I have posted are filmed at women's conferences. They are interviewing women thought leaders who are speaking about women-focused topics, and surprise, surprise, I have more males that are watching these videos than females. So, again, information is valuable. And so to have that at your fingertips at a click of a button, once you've posted your videos and you've done what you need to do with them and people are starting to watch them, you can get all these analytics that you can, make use of. You also can find out where people are coming from, whether they are from external sources, whether they're doing, excuse me, a specific YouTube search, or whether it's coming from other suggested videos, and then other, that could be a combination of different spaces. So when you're educated, you understand and have a deeper knowledge of who is watching your videos, where are they finding your videos, how long are they watching your videos, is there a big bounce rate that they're only watching the first 30 seconds and then they're gone? All of these analytics can educate you and give you more insight, which again when you're educated, you can make better decisions, more informed, strategic decisions about future videos, creating them, and current videos, what you're going to do to promote them. So in my case, I also, this is the kind of statistics that you can get. There's 12% of my viewership in this specific month were in the 18 to 24-year-old range. 24% were 25 years to 34 years old. Again, it went down, 35 to 44, 12%. It was very intriguing to me that my highest demographic slice was 25 to 34 years old. And again, that will help shape the kind of content, the spaces that I'm promoting in. It will shape a lot of different things as I move forward, knowing this different demographic data. So I hope that many of you have seen this cute little boy. He's from Britain, and his mom or mum decided that she would film showing him the actual sonogram results of her being pregnant. And it has had, again, this is not a business. There's no money making or whatever, but it just shows you that, you know, even just a little boy going, are you sure? Is it true? Really? You know, that they have 339,000 views and then some. And all you have to do is Google, this is what I did to find this. Child finds out he's going to be a big brother. And this video thumbnail comes up first in the Google search. So again, people are putting in keywords looking for a specific thing. If those keywords are in your description, they're going to find you. And because again, YouTube is that second largest search engine, if they're putting in keywords and you're not there, they're going to find your competitor. So that's not a good thing. You want to make sure that you're in the game. And once you're in the game, you want to make sure you work all your channels as much as possible. Obviously, there's some people that have decided that Twitter is just not for them. They don't get it. They don't understand what to say. They're unsure. You know, and quite frankly, when you go to their page, you can see why. They're just awkward in the space. But the bottom line is, it's a news space. You make announcements, and you also hopefully are sharing valuable content that would be intriguing to the people that you want to connect with in your business. So if you are selling widgets, you want to be advising people about how to shop for widgets, or what are the components that make for a better widget, and, you know, sharing URLs of videos, hopefully, as well as any information that's, you know, written up in Forbes or Money Magazine, or anything that's, you know, intriguing to the folks that are in your network. If you're into video, then you know about an organization or a platform called Blab. And Blab is a live video streaming platform. And so when you create a Blab, you can be on it for as long as you like. There are people that can watch you live. And when it's done, you can upload it directly to your YouTube channel and reshare it with other people. So I have only used this several times. This is the second one that I've done. And the person that I was speaking with was also from Britain, just happened to be. And again, when you're creating videos, people want to, you know, they like to see what people are saying as they're saying it. You might be able to do some quotes, show and tell. A lot of people pick up a visual aid as they're talking, but basically it's like watching someone on television, and you're getting a feel for that person, their personality, their knowledge. Hopefully you're learning something as a result of it. And then again, when it's done, it goes up on YouTube, and you've got that whole cycle of promotions that you can do on Twitter, on Facebook, and in other different channels, on your website, in a press release. You can just, you know, expound on it, do guest blog posts, as well as blogging on your own to talk about the videos that you have that are on YouTube. You also, as I mentioned, can share it on Facebook. So once I finished with the video with interviewing Victoria, I then put it out there on my own Twitter channel and on Women Centric's channel and on the Hermitage's channel to let people know that there was a short video about the stonework at the Hermitage, which is where Aaron Burr married the person who lived there, and that there is a connection to the Hamilton musical. So I wanted to take advantage of as many hashtags and get in the face of a lot of people in traffic using hashtags. So depending on where you're sharing things, hashtags can help categorize what you're sharing. And again, you can embed the video right there with a URL on Facebook. So it's just brilliant that you've created one asset, but there's so many different ways that you can pump that information out into the mainstream. And at the same time, with the way that you're sharing that announcement, you can make sure that you're getting it in front of the right people. So in fact, during Museum Week, every day they created a different hashtag. So every day we created different posts, and we would make sure that those posts were relevant to that specific day's hashtag, and it might also be relevant to a previous day's hashtag. So, again, it's just thinking about what are the tools that we have to communicate? How can we get it out in front of as many people as possible? And how can we really use this storytelling, this ultimate content marketing vehicle in storytelling, which is, visually engaging, that you can use music and again, just watching someone on a video is much more compelling than just sharing a static picture. Again, this is how it looked like when I uploaded it onto Twitter, the Twitter feed, and gave some information that would be relevant about what this video was. And you can see it was a big 20 seconds. So we have a much better chance of people watching it and sticking around to learn about it. Again, if they're interested in history, if they were involved in Museum Week, which, I would love to see what the stats are, but I'm going to guess that there was tens of millions of people around the world that were involved with it and engaged in speaking about different historic sites and the reasons why museums are still valuable and history is valuable to people in the current day. Because right away after I posted this, I got a retweet from a museum in Spain. So it was pretty cool. As I mentioned before, videos, again, are also very, very good to be used in email marketing. So once it's up on YouTube, and this is another reason I want to pause here just for a second to give you a little bit of stats. The reason why you want to have your video on YouTube is that Google considers page performance in its algorithms, and page load time affects the user experience. And it also affects the SEO. So you want to have your videos up on YouTube because of the fact that it will not affect your WordPress. If you have a WordPress site, it will not affect your site's performance. And again, there's a statistic, 57% of mobile users abandon the site after 3 seconds. So you don't have a lot of time to make a good impression. Yet, when you're involved with people who have signed on and opted in for your emails, they are an engaged audience and they do have the time. And more likely, they might not be able to do it during the day, but maybe at night when they're checking in, and a lot of times more and more, they're checking in mobilely. You want to have your video in your email marketing as much as possible because it will convert 300% better. You also have the opportunity of adding your YouTube URL. And if you're smart, you'll bit.ly it so that you can actually track how many people click on it. You can create a custom name for your YouTube URL through bit.ly. And you add that to your email signature. And that's another easy way for you to market the video, share the video, get that video URL in front of more people if you include it in your email signature. And if you bit.ly it, you will then be able to track who's looking at it, which is very cool. So video sells. Here I am a few years ago interviewing Greg Jarbo when his new book was coming out. It's been a few years, but it's still a very valuable tool for anyone who's into YouTube marketing and video marketing. You know, it's effective and it's very simple. It sells. It helps people engage. It helps people get to know your brand, get a feeling for your brand, and it absolutely works. Forrester estimates that 1 minute of video equates to 1.8 million words of texts in the messages that it can be communicated. Again, by doing something that's, you know, valuable and meaningful. A good example of this in a lot of different places when I was doing my research for this was the low-cost video Dollar Shave Club's promotion. And that video did go viral. The video cost $4,500 to make. It generated 12,000 orders within 48 hours of it going live on YouTube. That is amazing proof that when done well, and even if it's on a small budget, and it did take a few days to shoot it. So it wasn't like a 1, 2, 3, you know, me standing outside with Victoria in front of the Hermitage. It was a professionally produced video with various locations and things going on, but still done on a low budget and generated that 12,000 orders within 48 hours. And that was a few years ago. The video has generated almost over 20 million views since it was put on YouTube. So I'm going to share this link that if you want to write it down while you're looking at this page, or if you're, you know, viewing this later on, you obviously can, you know, copy the link below and then actually watch this video of my interview with Greg, where he, you know, does discuss a few things that humor can work, but some things that are just a product demonstration, which, you know, isn't exactly sexy or exciting, but for the particular company and for the particular market that the product was meant for, it was gold to them, and they generated tons of engagement and tons of sales. So I want to wrap up this at this point and just, like, you know, see whether there's anybody who has any questions. Do want to make sure that I mention again, we have several more webinars to go through before the end of the social media webinar series, and it will culminate at the end of June with this awesome social media day, which will be a day-long event starting at 8:30 in the morning, running till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, where we'll have keynote speakers and panels and mini workshops and networking opportunities, as well as an after party for more networking. So if you can't make the actual series, we want to make it available that other people can come if they're only available to come in the evening. So, Karen, was there anybody who wanted to ask any questions?
Yes, there are, Patty. That was great. Thank you. Yes, we do have a couple questions. Mark asked, how is a pound sign created on your YouTube page? I'm not sure, Mark, I'm not sure I understand that question. How is pound created on your YouTube page? So maybe you can hashtag. Oh, how is a hashtag created on your YouTube page?
Well, the hashtag is above the number 3 on your keyboard. So you just hit the shift button and
Wait, I think he knows how to. I think he's asking, how does a hashtag? Is a hashtag searchable?
Yeah.
Like,
see,
where are you putting the hashtags, Patty? Are you putting them in the description of the video?
I would test it out and see if you can put some hashtags in the description field of every video. And then if you want to also put that into the description field of your playlists, depending on, you know, again, the market that you're looking to interact with, I would definitely encourage, but not too many. You don't want to be one of these people that has 10 different hashtag things. Be very strategic about how many, you know, hashtags that you use, and think from a broad market perspective of the folks that might be interested in this, so you can categorize it. It's a helpful way of categorizing.
Well, it is. And you know what, Patty? Carl actually just messaged that you can search Google using hashtags, which is true. And remember that YouTube's owned by Google. So if you search a hashtag in Google and you've used that hashtag in your YouTube videos, you've got a pretty good shot of that coming up. Of course, you know, there might be millions that come up, but the more you do strategically, the better.
It's another way of categorizing and another way of making it searchable that you're, again, I call, you know, you're getting in traffic. you're stepping into the right kind of traffic. In
Right.
the right way, because there's a lot of people searching for a lot of different things every day. Some people are just using keywords. Some people are using hashtags. And depending on the vehicle, again, being that Google is the major site that everyone's using, and even the other ones, the search engines that people are using for search, you want to make sure that you're doing everything possible to categorize things by using the right keywords and the right hashtag phrases.
Yeah. So Mark is also asking if you can repeat again the name of the video for the Dollar Shave Club.
You know what? If you just go to Google Dollar Shave Club video, and if you do email me, just email me at achieve@womencentric.net and ask me that. I can grab that URL and I'll be happy to send that back to you.
Awesome.
Mark. So that's no worries there.
And then Carl is asking, after your video plays, YouTube shows the links to other videos related to content to what the viewer just watched. Is there any way to prevent that?
There are different settings that you can work with. I haven't, and let me just get to the next slide. I haven't investigated the settings lately, and they definitely have changed. I do know there is a way to adjust what's being seen, but the bottom line is, I know a lot of people are afraid of, oh, it's going to lead to someone else, and it may, but it still doesn't detract from the value of what you've provided you've provided value, if you get what I'm saying.
Provided you provided value. Yeah.
Because, if you're putting together something that's good, the person who's already known, and again, we're all being trained, right, by how these different platforms allow you to interact and what they decide to show and how they're changing rules all the time. We understand that, all of us, that something crazy may pop up. But if we're not interested in that something crazy and we're interested in what we just watched, we'll hit the replay button on what we just watched, and it won't detract from things. It won't muddy the waters. But yes, there are different settings. I have not gone on it lately to see how much control you have for that, but I know that there is a way that you can in the back.
Well, there is a setting for that, and you can adjust that. The thing is, though, that that's one of the dangers of doing these webinars and leaving them for posterity in YouTube, is this stuff changes all the time.
Yes.
And last time I checked, there was definitely a way there was a checkbox that you can uncheck, and it wouldn't do that, because often you're doing videos, maybe even for for training or something, and you don't really want other things to come up. So there definitely is an option to do that. At least there was the last time I looked, and that was a few months ago. So you should be able to do that. And you know what, Patty, one of the things I want to just kind of mention, kind of tagging on to all the things you just said, is we're living in an age right now where it's so easy to create videos, right? We've got everybody's smartphone can create videos. So if you're a realtor, you walk around town, take a quick video, like, look at, I live in Ringwood, look at Ringwood in bloom. Isn't this gorgeous? And you put that in your YouTube channel free. It takes 2 seconds to create it. You can upload it right from your phone, and you can start to create a little, what I love about Ringwood YouTube channel. And if you're a realtor, how great is that, right? So
right, and it's not, what's really important is it's not sales oriented. It's more engaged.
Exactly. And there's so many easy ways to do, yes, it's great to have produced videos, but it's also great to have really short videos, screen share videos. I've got a YouTube playlist called Social Media Quick Tips. It's just 2-minute screen share videos that take me, 2 minutes to do. And it's a valuable playlist. And then once I have that, I can share those videos. When people ask me a question, even on Facebook or anywhere else, I can say, hang on, I've got a video for that. So it's really easy to create these videos. So, we've learned how to strategically drive people to the videos, but creating them is just as easy.
Yes. And I have a bunch of resources that I used when I was doing my research. One of them was this Will It Blend, which I don't know if anyone's not heard of this. Clearly, they have 5 million people that have watched this particular video that I have up on the screen, because you can still see my screen, correct?
Yes, we can. Yep, and we can see Will It Blend.
Yeah, this is a series that went just crazy. This company decided, how can we show that our blender is, indestructible indestructible and will just be able to blend practically anything. And they started this series. And now it's just a lot of people know about it. And of course they got a lot of sales as a result of showing that their blender would not fall apart when it was literally blending an iPhone.
Right. And
Yeah,
you know
I
what,
mean,
Patty, what I love about that, like a strategy around that. So everybody listening, think about how this could work for you. And I'm familiar with Will It Blend, but I don't know if they've done this. You can create a hashtag Will It Blend, and I can throw something in a blender, throw up a YouTube video, use hashtag Will It Blend, and they'll see it. The Will It Blend, company will see it because if they're smart, they're searching that hashtag to see who else is using it. So it's a way to create community around something that you do by saying, hey, everybody, use this hashtag. What do you love about Ringwood? Use this hashtag. And then, you're involving your community with the things you love to talk about. And that actually promotes you and your business at the same time. So it's kind of so much fun things you can do.
Right. And that's another thing that David Meerman Scott calls newsjacking. And what that means is, saying something that if something is timely and being discussed and there's a lot of talk about it, there's a lot of interactions about it, that if there's a way for you to meaningfully have an opinion about it, add some context to it, and whatever, you can get your name attached to that particular news item. Now, there's ways that people have done that have backfired very badly, where they've tried to get in the news when there's something that's a tragedy and they're doing something that's just really not right. But more likely, if you've got an opinion about something and you want to do a blog post about Will It Blend, you're getting your company's name in the whole loop of people who are involved with Will It Blend. And there's a ton of them. If you look on the side there, the other one that was done, Will It Blend Diamonds, has over 7,600,000.
Okay, who the heck puts a diamond in a blender? Did somebody really do that?
Yeah, you want to see it? Let's check it out.
Oh my gosh.
Let's check it out.
That is the question.
And this guy is blending so many crazy things.
Happy Valentine's Day. They say that diamonds are a girl's best friend. And because of our limited budget, we are going to blend cubic zirconia imitation diamonds.
Oh, cubic zirconia. Okay, that's not diamonds.
Yeah.
Zirconia is 8.5, and diamonds are at 10 on the Mohs scale. Here I have 5,386 carats. If these were diamonds, they would be worth $25 million.
But they've got you.
Rappers refer to diamonds as ice, so I'm going to push the ice crush button.
Do not try this at home.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Wow, powdered diamonds.
You get the point, but that's a very short video. It's a minute and 39 seconds. And yeah, there's a lot of people that have watched it just to see. So
Patty, I think we've wrapped up all the questions. If anybody else has any questions for Patty, put it in the chat. Let's talk about Social Media Day for a minute.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, first of all, it's June 30th, 2016. And I want to make sure we don't forget to thank the sponsors for this, because without the sponsors, we never would be able to have done this. Do you have something about that, Patty? Because I have them right here if you need it.
R&D.
Nope, we have M&T Bank.
The sponsors for that day. Yes.
Yep.
No, I don't have those in front of me. So if you can do that.
So we have M&T Bank, who's sponsoring Social Media Day, Prestige Family of Fine Cars, and the Sheraton Mahwah are all sponsoring Social Media Day for us, which is amazing. We're still looking for some more sponsors. So if you're listening to this and you'd like to be a part of sponsoring this amazing day, we'd love to talk to you. You can just reach out to the chamber for that.
Yeah, and I'm on the site. I'm on the site right now, and I'm showing on the page on Mahwah's Mahwah.com page. If you go to events and you click through and you get to June 30th, there's a whole explanation of what's going to be there and how the day is going to roll out, and you can also register.
Yeah, so we're really excited about this. We have a whole day of social media training. We've got you're going to get really, we've got keynote speakers and breakout workshops, and you're going to get a full-blown overview. And we're going to go deep on a lot of topics too on social media. It's a whole day. We would love to have you there. Share this with your friends. Register now because space is limited. We want everybody to really get the most out of this. And so space is very limited for this event. So I would register soon. And I'm really excited to see everyone there.
Yes, it's going to be great. It's going to be really great and valuable. And we're going to be talking about specific topics that relate to the webinars that we've done, as well as others that we hadn't covered in some of the webinars. Like I said, email marketing. There'll be things, about blogging and Pinterest and Facebook, and possibly Facebook advertising is another one, because a lot of people, they want to advertise on Facebook, but they don't understand what the nuances and the ins and outs are. So we want to be providing really top level information that will help you, that's actionable, practical, and that you can implement in your business right away.
Awesome. Well, thank you for doing this today, Patty. I really, this was great.
Yeah, I had a great time. And if you want to, if you're watching this on the replay, and you do have a question afterwards, please feel free to email me at achieve@womencentric.net. I do have about 7 or 8 different URLs that I can send you about some of the articles that I used in researching this and putting together this program, and I'd be happy to share them.
Great. Well, thank you again, Patty. And we will be back. Let me just see. I think we're back on April. Oh, it's actually, I'm going to be doing it. There's one on April 20th. We're going to be talking about live streaming. So register for that at the MAWA Chamber website at mawa.com now. It's April 20th at 9 a.m. We're going to be talking about live streaming. So Periscope, and Patty mentioned Blab and Facebook Live, and how to use these live streaming platforms to really get your message to a wider audience. So I'm really excited to be doing that. So hopefully we'll see you on April 20th. And thank you again, Patty, for doing this today. This was a great webinar.
Thanks. My pleasure. Take care, you guys.
Okay. Bye, everyone.